Welcome into the DGD Podcast. As always, the NCDGD himself, Robert Reynolds. Got a special guest. Welcome him back. KTG, my man. How you been, buddy?
Man, I've been doing, man. I've gone through a lot the last month. If you don't mind, I want to shout out my father. He passed away about a month ago. Biggest dog fan out there. So I love you, Dad. Shout out to Eddie. But besides that, man, I've been all right with all things considered. So I'm ready to make my return tomorrow as well. I've missed being in this chair in this room in front of these cameras. So it's an honor for this to be my actual comeback. So thank you for having me.
Oh, yeah, man, no doubt. So if you're not familiar with his game or his tactics, KTG, you stream something that we're going to talk about in depth tonight, and that is college football, right? You do revamped right now, but it's coming. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about 9-game conference schedule potentially coming in as well, and the latest on the Georgia receiver coaching search. Obviously, Coach BMac goes to Tampa Bay on a lateral move. So we're going to talk about that right there. But first things first, we're going to jump in straight into this. EA Sports makes the announcement. What are your thoughts, Caleb? What are your thoughts as soon as you see that when it happens? What are your thoughts?
Well, your little graphic you like to show. Oh my God, I'm gonna bark. Yeah, I got a little excited, son. So I'm super excited about the game. Obviously, me and you met through college football revamped. NCAA 14. There you go. That's how I felt. So coming in, I mean, like I said, me and you met through my stream back in the Facebook days. I've been playing a 10-year-old game. So to get something, number one, the graphics boost from 10 years ago is going to be amazing. Now I can actually play on my PS5 instead of having to boot up the old PS3, which may or may not work at times. And I'm just excited, man. I'm excited for the new journey that's going to take everybody here. We're all going to play the game. So, man, I'm just excited. It's just great that they're finally bringing the latest installment of EA college football.
Yeah, no doubt. I know obviously it's been a minute since we've known each other. Hell, the funny thing is you were actually the first interview on this show. that's OG as it gets right there. Quan says Ayo, like rhymes with yayo, but you get what I mean. But no, let's talk about this, right? I think a lot of people have been waiting for this, right? I was not a fan that it got scrapped to begin with, but I get it, right? With the whole NIL thing, that whole spill was what it was. Now that it's coming back, I know you're a content creator, but for me, maybe somebody that doesn't really play games, I think what I feel like is going to happen is it's going to bring in a lot of people, whether it's watching content, creating content. I think that's going to be something that people are going to kind of come together around, because I think world was a better place when you had the game. You know what I mean? That's just my thoughts. But I heard that sounds like they're not going to make it like Madden, but it's not like a reskin of a Madden. But have you heard anything about that? I don't really know too much, but what do you know?
Well, so even back in the day, when in the 2014 game, they were always ran from the same engine. So Madden and NCAA will be on the same engine, but Madden always played a little slower. College football is more of a fast-paced game anyway than the pros. So I feel like it's going to be a lot like that. You're going to have some of the same stuff you have in Madden, obviously. It's a football game, sim-style football game. But I do think that NCAA will play more authentic towards the college way of football, which is the faster pace, the up-tempos, the read options, the speed options, even the triple option. I mean, you're going to have the veer in the game. You don't have that in Madden. So I think it's going to be its own game. I think people that are afraid that it's going to be a reskin of Madden, I don't think you have nothing to worry about. And if it is, and you know me, I'll complain about a game. I'll complain about EA. It's one of my favorite things to do. This year's Madden was actually really good. So I'm very optimistic about this new college football game.
Yeah, I'm not too big of a fan on Madden, but I do want to ask you this question. I think this has got to get this out. Who do you want on the cover? Who do you think will be on the cover?
Honestly, I hate to say it. I want Nick Saban to be on the cover. I know everybody was like, put all the Heisman on there, blah, blah,
I
blah, blah,
get
blah.
that, though. I get that. It makes sense, man.
He's the
It
GOAT.
really does.
And he's the only one that's been there the last 10 years. He's the GOAT. Who I think is going to be on the cover, Jaden Daniels.
I mean, it does make sense on the Heisman talk, but like, you know, does it have to be somebody that was just this past season? Is that the argument? Or because I feel like since it's been such a gap, dude, you could put about anybody. I mean, you could put Joe Burrow with the cigar. How fucking badass would that be? You got Stetson Bennett. Like, I mean, from a Georgia perspective, Jamarcus Russell is never going to be there. Sorry, Quan.
Well, we got to put this in. We got to put this in. We got to look at it this way too. Back then, they couldn't be paid to be put on the NCAA cover, so they were using people from the past year that were going pro. It could be a current player. We could very well see a current player, Quinn Ewers, somebody like that on the cover.
I mean, my thing is like, I feel like depending on how it goes, right? And you could see a head coach, you could see a current player. We really don't know. I think you're going to see a Heisman contender though, or a Heisman finalist, or someone with the most impact. And I think Joe Burrow would do that too, though. Would it be crazy?
No, I'd love to see Joe Burrow on the cover.
I mean, literally, if you did a generic cover with Burrow smoking the cigar, or the senior night with the Burrow on the back.
Yeah.
See, my thing is this though: how much money would they make if they took and did a team specific cover? Think about it. Listen, I understand it'd be extremely difficult because it's not like 32 teams like NFL.
Yeah.
But if you did like a deluxe edition, right? You could literally do a Georgia edition. You can have if you want to stick to the high level teams, right? The blue, like not the blue bloods, but like the biggest ones, right? You could do a Alabama, you could do a Georgia, you could do LSU or in Clemson, Michigan, Ohio State, and just make your own. You know what, dude? I'm telling you, if EA Sports is listening, I think that's a money racket waiting to happen. You know how many people would buy that shit? Because, like, think about it. If Joe Burrow was on the cover of an LSU edition, right? LSU edition, I don't think this would happen. This may happen down the line. Going into it, that edition, right? You're paying extra for it. But what's going to happen? Instead of a generic college football theme, everything's LSU themed. Instead, like if you went into the settings and picked your favorite school and then it does that.
Yeah.
That might be honestly the cheaper route, but you get what I mean. You can make so much money off just a LSU edition, a Georgia edition, which leads me to question. I made some graphics, some edits earlier, posted on the gram and a couple on Twitter and stuff. Now the question is for everyone in the chat, by the way, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button too while you're at it if you like your content. If there was a Georgia edition, what's going to be on the cover?
It's either got to be Brock Bowers or Stetson Bennett.
No, I mean, what I'm saying is, okay, so that's part of it. But I'm saying, is there like a picture that you would want on the cover? Kind of what we did with the Burrow cigar thing. What would be your Georgia edition cover graphic?
Probably. You know what? If I got to do it like that, give me Kirby kissing the championship trophy after the first one.
Okay, so that would be your one right there. Okay. Why does it have to be the pick six or Keely Ringo's pick six?
That's a good one too.
Like the moment he clinched.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, would you have a second one? I mean, what would your second one be? Because there's so many that are running through my head.
AD Moss and the Alabama kid in the
See,
Natty.
I'm thinking different here, man. Give me no Sean Divin and Tempe in Arizona State.
Oh, you
Like just go throwback. Oh yeah, 100%.
I like that. I like that.
Just a throwback. I mean, you got Todd Gurley's elite right against Kentucky. There's so
Give
much
me Brandon
stuff.
Douglas trucking the Florida dude. That's what I want. That's what I want.
Nah, this is so much fun. But I want to get you. I guess for me, I'm looking at it in a sense of what mode are you going to be? Are you going to be? Do you think they're going to do an ultimate style, like an ultimate team style?
There was Ultimate's team in NCAA 14.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't as deep as it is now. But they claim they're going to be pushing more towards online dynasty mode, and Road to Glory. So let's hope they keep their word. I
am a Road to Glory fiend, by the way.
My brother's big into it, so
I will say this though. See, I know since you're a common content creator, excuse me, what modes do you play the most? For those that don't know,
when I stream with NCAA Online Dynasty, I like playing against other content creators. I've me and Quan's never got to play against each other, but we've been in a few here and there together. So I like reaching out. I like playing with other content creators, making contact, making lifelong friends. So yeah, mostly online dynasty.
Okay, so Josh Bates has a good one. He says, "I'm a fan of anything owning Florida. Give me Brock Bowers' catch against Florida.
The juggle, yeah, that's bad.
Yeah. Or the scene Pitts hit. Don't get people too worked up though. You know what I mean?
They'll cry about that.
Yeah, Jeff mentioned Ellis, KJ, and Justin Williams being the future. I'm with you there. I think we're good. We're in good hands there. We're in good hands. That. Now, I will say this. What are some things that you look at in this game that you feel you need to see in this game for it to be meeting or exceeding expectations? I'm going to give you an example. I think that they should do a commitment style video on the Road to Glory when you announce your school to whatever school it is. I think if you do that, you know how cool that would be. That's just an example that I think that would be pretty cool. Because listen, you're getting graphics and you know this, commitment edits and video edits and stuff. Like if you have a graphic or a commitment edit drop, right, where you can save it to your, like, just think about, like, if you have the ability to download it to your to your console or whatever, or share it to wherever, because it's all online now. So you could share it wherever, you know what I mean? Like you could have your creative guy, you know what I mean? I thought that'd be pretty cool. But I mean, is there anything that you think? Oh boy, Quan threw out a good one with the picture of the graphic. You keep dropping these in. And as we go, we'll read the ones that we think are really worthy of it. Quan put Javon Bullard hit on Marvin Harrison in the playoffs.
That's
boy, Buckeye fans are not gonna want to hear that. Quan.
That's one of my favorite pictures. We just forgot the best one. We said put Jaden Daniels on the cover. Why not Jalen Carter holding him up? How do we forget that? That's the best one.
I was thinking because, like, for me, that was the moment that Georgia won that first title since '80. But that's an iconic picture.
That is. I love it.
That is an iconic picture. Now, boy, that'd be good.
Yeah. So reiterating on what you just said, on Madden, they do like you use Twitter on Madden, like your player when you go through.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I could.
Yeah, I don't play a lot of games, so I don't really know too much like that.
I could see that being possible. I'd like to see through the week you can, because we've seen Georgia and Tennessee, especially last year, go back and forth on Instagram. Let us talk shit. Well,
like you said, pop your shit. He said, pop your shit, man.
Like, that's what it's about. That's what college sports is about. I mean, you people that love the pros, yeah, the rivalries are cool, but it's not the same as it is in college. I mean, we live in these states. We breathe, eat, sleep football, college football. I want to pop off at Tennessee fans. That's my favorite thing to do on the internet. I want to make Alabama fans mad. I want to talk to their quarterback. Fuck you, you know? It's just kind of, I could see it happening. I'd say my most thing I want to see that's going to take this game over the top. And I'm more of a, you know me, I'm more of a competitive player. I want to see some of these bigger tournaments. Like I could go and live stream. I'm playing in a tournament for a couple of $1,000. That's what I want to see, the competitive scene come up some, because I'm just a competitor. That's what I want to do. So.
Yeah, I'm looking at it this thing too. During the Road to Glory, have your guy, like have your player. You remember the old ones, right? As you progress through, your room got better, your girlfriend's picture got better. I want some of the nostalgia back.
I like that.
I want some of the nostalgia back.
That's nostalgic in itself, because that's back in like 2005.
And listen, if you're going to incorporate NIL, think about it this way. You got car keys, right?
Yeah.
Drop like car keys hanging up on your like little bulletin board. And 1 year it can be like a Dodge, and the next one it can be whatever based off of your NIL situation.
I want that Carson Beck Lambo.
Give me that Scat Pet.
But yeah, I'd love that idea, because like I said, my sister, so I got a little sister. She's about 4 years younger than me. So I was like 14, I'd be playing Road to Glory, and every once in a while she'd walk in there. She's like, "What's your girlfriend look like?" So I'd go on that little computer and click the picture.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, man.
Now,
you know what though? One of those editions of that game. That would be fun to go back and play.
The problem is though, for NIL, if you're down in Louisiana, you'll just have a lawnmower like Bobby Boucher did. Just go from that John Deere to the Husqvarna.
Get that daggone boat with the big fan on the back, right out.
No, man. I want to see, like, how ironic would it be for the mascot games to come back too, though?
That's a
now that we're looking back and we're kind of taking a trip down memory lane. What was your favorite memory, KTG? What was your favorite memory of any game, moment, whatever, playing these old games now that the new one's confirmed?
So, back in the day, it was NCAA 05. I remember it was the first NCAA video game I owned on like these newer consoles. So it was NCAA 05 on PS2. And I went through Dynasty mode. I played the whole entire, 60 years. And I never lost, which obviously if I lost, I'd hit the reset button. But I played it all out, and just, I guess that's it, man. Because I was like, I don't know how many games I played in those 60 years. It was more than 600, obviously. So maybe 720-0, just a guesstimate, because that was before, the playoffs and stuff. I think that was before we went to, I don't remember if we were at a 12-game schedule yet then or not, because, we were on an 11-game schedule for the longest. So I can't remember, but yeah, that probably it, because, you just sit there and you put all this time in it. And that was before I could drive, and I lived in the next city over, so I didn't really get to go anywhere. So I just, probably NCAA 05. That was my favorite NCAA of all time. It was not the best one, probably my fave.
Mine was 07.
Is that the one with Reggie Bush on the front?
Yes, sir.
I got that one back there.
Oh, man. Man, it was that one. For some reason, that was nostalgia for me. 2014 was legit, though. I'm not going to sit here and take away from any kind of games, because I think all of them had their memories. 08, like I hated it because it was Tebow on the cover, I think it was, but it made sense. 11. Oh, 11, sorry. I knew it was one of those, but the one with Tebow obviously kind of hit you in the wrong spot just because, but then you got like, you know what I mean? Like it's so much fun. But if I had to choose mine, man, I think I was a Road to Glory guy, right? So going and playing and just having, because I was like, this was high school. So I was playing, I'd always had the quarterback. So you kind of knew what was going on there. Like, yeah, 100%. So you just balled the fuck out and, getting into, because this was, depending on what game, like 07, that was Stafford's freshman year. So like 07, 08, when those games were coming out, it was just like, dude, I'm going to try to take over Stafford, or I'm going to try to take over these big positions. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to win the starting job over these guys. So that was one of my things. But then you go in there and just you know how you know how you felt like hot shit when you sat there and you took everybody's plays and switched them around and just created a whole different offense from what was on the thing anyway. And then it scores and you're like, yeah, eat it, bitch.
Yeah, for sure. I always when I play Road to Glory, I went to Boise State every time just to play on the blue field.
Oh well, see now that man, like it's gonna be fun because like the way they're getting involved, it's gonna be fun to see all these different environments. Which it's just gonna be interesting because you're gonna get all the environments, you're gonna get all these intricate details, which makes me wonder: will they get Georgia calling the dogs? Do you think it happens?
They asked for audio like that, so God, I hope so. I ain't even thought about it.
I'm telling you right now,
that's gotta be.
Dude, if you can say, even if it's a generic face, if you can get me somebody calling the dogs, Georgia, well, if you can do that, I would bark. I mean, I don't. There's no other way to put it. That would be me right there. Thank you, Ben Watson. Absolutely, that would be me. If you could do that, right? I wonder, is there anything else that I'm thinking about in regards to the atmosphere, the game day environment that would take this to the top as well? Now, I don't know if they're going to hit all this stuff that we're talking about, but this is just desirable things I think that would just send this game to be perfect. Like, I think we want it to be perfect. Our expectations are like, dude, you've had 10 years. This shit better be good.
And it's been announced for 3. They've been working on this game for over 3 years. This one game. So I agree.
Yeah.
I think the most thing you talk about the atmosphere. I'd love to see South Carolina's pregame on there, Virginia Tech's pregame on there.
Oh God,
all of that, man. Like at least put that in there. Make it authentic,
dude. What if you could create a state, like create a university, and you could piece shit together?
That would be crazy. That would be crazy
because they're gonna have all this stuff in a database for the game anyway. If you could create a school, I'm sure people would do Blue Mountain State, and you would put whatever as a mascot, and you would do this and do that. Like I would bust. I'm about to bust. Like Hank Hill, yeah, that would be me.
100%.
I mean, Quan San, Enter Sandman, dude. Listen, I know this sounds off the wall, crazy, but if you're giving me Sanford Stadium and you're playing Enter Sandman because you can combine shit, it would be nuts. Nuts. Like, I understand Enter Sandman's built for Lane Stadium. I understand that. But a mind is thinking right now, and like we have our traditions. I understand that. But my God, if you give me a whiteout somewhere else, like if you can, like, you know how like you can design the time and stuff. No, give me like give me themes. Like if you can go, like if I'm playing Penn State and you give me the option to do the whiteout, done. Like go that detail, like show me that intricate level of detail, dude. You know what? You could get that game could be $200 fucking and people would still buy it.
100%.
$200, people would still buy it.
100%. I mean, people are still buying NCAA 14 for $200.
I mean, because you just know there's going to be a bunch of DLC too. So, like, you know, hypothetically, with the DLC content for schools, right? What if Georgia got the icy whites?
The recruit,
like the recruiting white jersey combo as a DLC. You know how much do people be buying that shit left and right?
I'm buying every DLC they drop.
Oh my God! Yes, please God. Now the question is, do you think Pat McAfee is on the game day set? You think it's Corso, Herb Street?
I know Herb Street's in it confirmed. I don't know.
Fowler's got it. Fowler's got to be. Dude, what if
Fowler and Nestler?
What if you could pick commentary?
That'd be badass.
Like give me Gus and what's his name? Is it Cannell? No, it's not Cannell. It's
he would never be on my broadcast team.
No. You know who I'm talking about? Gus Johnson and
yeah, I'm blank too.
You know what I'm talking about. Like, if
Yeah, I
you
know
can
what
give
you're
me
talking
that, or I mean, for what it's worth, just put Georgia and put Georgia and Florida and put us in the cocktail party and let us hear Gary Danielson one more time. Oh, go miss it. Go miss it.
I'm not. I'm glad we're out of there, but still, it is nostalgic. I mean, we're going to be sitting here and we're not going to hear dun da da dun da da da. It's going to be weird. I mean, I grew up watching Georgia on Jefferson Pilot. I still
No,
remember the Jefferson Pilot days, and
yeah,
that's still weird.
it's gonna be it's gonna be interesting for sure. Yeah, I know. Listen, we know some of this stuff ain't gonna happen, but I'm just saying to be wishful thinking. Yeah, no, I think everybody does the same thing. Jeff Hightoff says, "Will they have a reference to Michigan cheating?" Probably not.
They love
Probably
Michigan.
not.
They were so glad they won. They love Michigan. Why do you think they left Georgia out?
Yeah,
Because we were the only team that could beat them.
The funny thing was I mean, it's been a long time, kid. So key that right there, right? Yeah, we were favored to beat everybody in that final or in that playoff. We were favored.
We'd have been favored if we played Bama again. We were the best team in the nation. Ain't no reason to sit here and look back on it. But damn, man,
Yeah,
it is what it is. But
any final takeaways from this situation, right? I know the full reveal they said in May, expecting the game in probably summertime.
The rumored date is July 12th. That's the rumored date.
Dude, that right now, dude, that server better get ready.
Oh, it's going to crash first night.
Oh, it's going to crash for couple days.
Probably. We'll play offline. Hell.
I was about to say, do you think you'll be a lot of people playing offline? Makes sense though.
Yeah. A lot. I think because there's a lot of these people, like these old heads that like me and you, that we grew up in the era where there was no online gaming anyway. We can play online Dynasty and be just as happy. Like if they don't let me play online the first few days, I'll start a Dynasty with Georgia.
Start a Dynasty or go to damn Road to Glory.
Exactly.
Like that's not
a problem.
Do mascot games.
Mascot games. I'll do anything.
For you, like having a chat and everything, you have people content picks. The chat decides the mascots and just play them out. Yeah.
Well, I will say this: if I have to do a mascot game, Stanford will be in the first game. I don't care who they play, but the tree's coming.
I forgot about that.
My favorite one to play with. The tree.
Oh man, I still remember playing Harry versus Albert. Just fun to watch. We just beat the fuck out of the Florida Gators.
Yeah, it is. I think honestly, the first matchup I watched mascot game when I made my return to NCAA, when I started streaming, it was the Army versus Navy mascots. It was fun to watch, but I mean, you got to bring the tree back regardless. Stanford's first.
Yeah, let's wrap this segment up, man. Let's just wrap this up. Final thoughts on the game coming back.
I'm just excited. I'm ready for it to come. Anybody in here watching, y'all know what's up. I'm gonna start a big online dynasty as well on my channel. Quan's already in it. He's already called me out week 1, so I'm gonna whoop his ass off the rip. But any of y'all ever want to stop by the chat, play against me? I'm sure Rob will get in on it too. Y'all come play the boys. Me and Rob can figure out a way to dual host it, and let's have some fun with it, man. I'm just excited it's back, baby.
Yeah, no doubt. Got to get a PS5. I don't have it. Haven't played games in forever.
You better get one, cousin.
It's like pulling it down. It's like selling your soul to the spawn of Satans and shit. You know what I mean? Just to get a PS5.
That's true.
I don't know how to feel about it. But anyways, Quan is calling that ass whipping week 1, by the way. But let's do this. I think that's a good segment there. EA Sports coming in with the game. Obviously, May, you're looking at full, which I think that trailer is going to be nasty. So I'm looking forward to that. That's sometime in May. And then summertime, I think tentative maybe what Caleb said there with July 12th. But keep an eye out for it. I'm sure everybody else will. But that is the portion of this EA Sports coming back. You want to send it off the right way? Do your best, EA Sports. It's in the game.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
I think you got me beat.
I don't know. Let the chat decide. But with that being said, we're going to drop our first sponsor of the night, folks. I get my day started with these guys every single day. You know who it is. It's Apotheos Coffee, baby. Apotheos Roastery, located in Kennesaw, Georgia. They are the official coffee and cold brew partner of the Classic City Collective. And do yourself a favor. When you use code CCC at checkout, either use our website, dgdpodcast.com, or go to their socials or their website. Check out and use CCC. You're getting free shipping regardless of your order, and 20% of proceeds from everything you get will go directly to the Classic City Collective. So do yourself a favor, get yourself some damn good coffee. Shop Apotheos because it's what the dogs drink. Okay, it's the best coffee in the business, hands down. Shop Apotheos. Thanks for the sponsorship, guys. Love the support. Appreciate it. Best coffee in the world. Let's talk about this 9-game schedule. Was it Texas AD talks about you might see 9 games before or by 2026. I got to start off by saying, how do you feel about that?
I love it. I mean, right now, starting this year, it doesn't matter if you lose 2, maybe even 3 football games. To play 9 SEC games, you're battle tested. You've played the best of the best. It gets you playoff ready. And my dad, like I said, rest in peace, he was about that life when he was coaching baseball and football. He's put everybody on the schedule. Even if we were going to lose, that would make you better. Playing 9 SEC games is going to make you better. It's going to have you battle tested. And I guarantee you, 9 out of the next 10 years probably, there's going to be an SEC team crowned champion. That's just how it is.
As Rudes, baby. We've got a famous man in here. We've got a famous one. He's back. He's back and better than ever. Like Eric Bischoff. Saying hello. Rudes, you just made me bark. I just want to let you know that. God. Jesus Christ. We're barking tonight. Like, relax, calm down, Shadow. Easy. But no, I'm with you. I think it's too perfect to fuck it up if you do 9 games. 3 permanent, 6 rotation, done. It's that simple. Now, what do you see any opposition to a 9 game? And if so, what would your justification be to keep it at 8? Maybe.
I have none. The only way I'd be happy if we got an 8-game schedule is if Georgia gets to keep Auburn and Florida every year, because that's our main rivals. If that ain't happening, take me to 9. I have no argument. I have no way to make it better. I want Auburn and I want Florida every year. Besides that,
well, yeah, you have to keep them. I mean, there's no other way to get around it.
But they're saying if we stay at 8, that might not be the case. We might only have 1 crossover or 1, protected rivalry, and like a
1-7 or something.
I think that's what they were saying.
I mean, like, I like the schedule this year. Like, I know ours is kind of difficult this year. I think in 2025 they're not gonna rotate it like a rotated home and home with other teams. So I'm curious to see how that plays out. But again, general consensus, you need the 9 games. It just makes too much sense, especially no divisions. It makes too much sense. Greg Sankey can't fuck this up. I trust him too much. Rude says make Florida game home and home, all I can ask for. You're down there in South Georgia. You've got a different feel to it.
I do. I like it. I like it in Jacksonville. Have you ever been, Rudes? Have you ever been to Jacksonville? Have you ever been to Jacksonville?
I haven't.
Oh, it's the atmosphere, dude. I love it down there. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people want it home and home. I'm in the minority in that. I wanted to stay in Jacksonville. That's how it's been my whole life. Going down there, so much fun. I mean, it's split 50-50. You get to see all the Georgia fans, all the Florida fans. They're running their mouth at each other. It's just a different environment, man. It's fun to me.
Well, I mean, it does. They make it like a week-long thing too, which is
Yeah.
just nuts.
You got. I mean, one of the times I went, Florida Georgia line was performing the night before, right outside the stadium. I mean, it's just like you said. It's a cocktail party. It's a week long. Everybody's going to Frat Island or whatever the hell it's called down there. It's just fun, man. I love it, and I think going to the Swamp and playing Florida in Sanford would be bonkers too. But it's a different feel, man. To me, it's just I like the atmosphere down there.
Yeah, Ruth says it's a dang good time.
It is.
So,
It is.
question. So I know you said you got Auburn, you've got Florida. Who's your third permanent if they do not? Who do you think should be the third?
I really don't care. I feel like it'd be South Carolina.
I don't think it should be South Carolina.
I don't either, but I think that's who it would be. Who do you think it would be? I would want Tennessee. Give me the ball.
I don't see it though because they already got Bama.
You got a point.
I mean, Auburn. Fuck Auburn. You've got Auburn would have what? Bama, Georgia, and what? Maybe what? Would you say Auburn, LSU, or some shit like that? I don't know.
I mean, Florida's going to get LSU and Georgia.
See, I love that rivalry though. I love like early to mid, like early 2010s, late 2000s. The LSU Florida, like everybody was talking about the real DBU is about to show up today, and that used to be a legit fucking thing too. It's not like what we see with Florida, like oh, it's funny. Nah, it was real deal. Like two dominant fucking defenses and secondaries too. Yeah. So if I'm calling the shots here, I think you get Georgia you get Florida and Auburn. I see the South Carolina, but I don't see it. I think you put a Kentucky there.
I'm fine with that too.
Now, depending on how you view it, right? Kentucky, you can go keep them with Tennessee or Vanderbilt or whatever, because you got two moderates. You know what I mean? But like, I see South Carolina making sense too, though. Like you said, like South Carolina would make some sense too.
Those are the three teams that border us: Florida.
Yeah. No, I know you're not wrong. I
don't want it to be South Carolina. I could care less about South Carolina. But I get you.
Yeah, Rude says he's good with letting go of South Carolina. Let us know your third in the chat. Let us know your third.
Just give us Vanderbilt. Damn. Give us an easy one. Throw us a bone.
Damn you give them all the easy ones.
Yeah, I know. I'm just playing. If I had to choose, if I got the perfect scenario, I'd want Tennessee every year. I enjoyed that game as well. I got family members that are big Tennessee fans, and I just don't like Tennessee. I hate their fan base. I think they got the dumbest fan base in America. Clip it. I don't give a fuck. That's just true.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't. I think Tennessee and LSU are the two worst fan bases in America, and Tennessee's number one. So
it's not a fucking fact. It is a fact.
So
I could see Kentucky. Rudes does say Kentucky over South Carolina. So fair enough.
That's fine with me too.
Who would have the hardest? 3.
It's got to be Auburn, right? Bama, you got Bama and Georgia for sure. Or Florida's going to have Georgia LSU for sure. Who's Texas?
Texas would have Oklahoma, A&M, and maybe like a Missouri or Arkansas. But when Arkansas is good, like when they had McFadden and Peyton Hillis, like that shit was dirty. And then that would have been
2021. Arkansas beat A&M and Texas, both of them bad.
They did too, yeah. And then they got to Georgia and got that shit pushed in too.
Yeah, they did. That was one of my favorite games. Period. Bama, LSU, Georgia, Texas. Anyone who, yeah. I don't know if anybody's going. Who's LSU going to draw? Would LSU keep Bama?
LSU would get Florida, Bama, and Ole Miss probably.
That might be it. That might be the toughest.
I don't know. I really don't because it's. I mean, Tennessee, depending on how things played out, would have Alabama, They'd probably have Vanderbilt though, wouldn't they? So that by default is trash.
Yeah, they'd get Vanderbilt. I think
Well,
Tennessee's would be kind of easy because they probably get Kentucky too. Honestly,
it would be a good matchup though. It's a hard matchup. I think they got to keep Florida.
oh yeah, they do got to keep Florida. So Florida's gonna get Georgia, LSU, Tennessee.
That'd be fucked. Well,
I'd love it.
hold on. Florida gets Georgia, LSU, and give them South Carolina. It's actually a good matchup. I mean, I also think that the rotation for the 6, if it's done properly, Georgia season ticket holder, guys, you would love it. Absolutely love it every other year at the least. But if you do it right, every year home slate would be dope.
100%. Yeah.
100%. What would your ideal home slate be? Like if you could set your schedule for the first year. Let's do this. Let's do 9 conference games. What's your first year? 9. Do home and away. Let's just take the time to do that.
All right. So you're gonna get the cocktail party at a neutral site off the rip. So are we talking about with this year's roster?
No. This is hypothetical. 20. If we're in 2026.
Okay.
You have 9 conference games. How would you set them in line? Like, do you set them? You can set them in line or just no particular order. Up to you.
All right. So the 9 I just want to play. You got to have Bama. You got to have. Let's see. Give me Bama. Auburn.
Remember, do home and away too.
Okay.
Make this enticing for the Georgia season ticket holders.
All right. So first off, give me at Ole Miss. I like that game. I like that. Give me at A&M because we ain't been there yet. All right. So that's 2 ats. I need 2 more ats. Let's go to Oklahoma like we were supposed to this year. No, I want Oklahoma. Yeah, we'll go to Oklahoma. And then we'll just go to Auburn. Okay.
So just to be clear, you're going to A&M, you're going to Oklahoma, to Ole Miss, and to Auburn.
Yes.
Okay, so that's 4. So you're going to look at 5 home games.
Yeah. Well, no.
Well, cocktail
parties. Yeah. And then
okay,
4
so
home
that's
games.
okay. So 4. Okay, I see what you're saying. So what are your 4 homes?
My 4 homes, you get Bama. Scratch that. Give me Auburn at home. Let's go to LSU.
Okay.
Get Texas at home.
So you're getting Texas and Oklahoma in the same year.
Yeah. This is just dream scenario.
Okay.
And who would be my last home game? Give me Missouri. I like the Missouri game. I don't know why. I like the Missouri game.
They're getting solid. I think, well, for what it's worth, we'll see how that defense transfers over because LSU took that defensive staff, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Good team, though. Good team. I'm going to try to do something different here. I think I'm going to do my away games. Okay. You got to go away to A&M. You got to go give me away at Oklahoma. Give me I'll take the Kentucky game, and then I'll take Tennessee on the road too.
I forgot about Tennessee. Yeah.
And then obviously you got cocktail party, and then home. Give me Auburn at home. Give me LSU at home. Give me Arkansas at home, and then give me I think that last home game's got to go to because we've got a lot of heavy road games. Give me a got LSU. Give me a give me Ole Miss. I think that'd be fairly interesting. You get a good balance. Listen, a lot of Georgia fans will travel, so they going to Oklahoma, they're gonna love that shit. A&M, we have yet to go, so obviously that matters, right? And then again, hostile situations, right? Gotta love it, right? Going to Tennessee,
I love it.
and beating the fuck out of them. It's just fun to do. Just fun to do.
We know Keon would have Georgia going to Texas and A&M.
Shit, he'd be in that bitch.
Okay, and Oklahoma. I know Keon's over there in that area. He'd have Georgia at Texas, A&M, and Oklahoma. Shout outs to Keon.
Yeah, no, we'd have to. He'd be 2 times. He'd be in that bitch twice.
Yes, sir.
But no, I thought that would be interesting because then that back end, right? That back end would be, for me, like, right? Because I wouldn't want a Texas and Oklahoma in the same year, which I kind of like that idea that they're splitting it.
Yeah,
right? You don't want to overdo the Texas and Oklahoma in one year and then not have it the next, right?
Agreed.
So you split it. I think you're going to get a nice little dose of parity in regards to like strength of schedule. But again, if you're just a shitty team like Florida, you just fucked. Like 2024 schedule for them is a bitch. It's a bitch.
Bye Billy.
He'd be gone before halftime. You remember when Billy Navy went in the halftime and won the Bourbon Bowl?
He ain't winning no bowl.
we down by 50, Billy. Needle dick.
Facts though.
Oh
Facts
my God.
though.
Jesus Christ. We're gonna get canceled fast as shit.
That's fine with me, dude. No, if I ain't been canceled yet, I don't know if I'm gonna get it.
I don't know. It can happen. It can happen.
I've always heard if you can't get canceled if you don't give a shit, so it's whatever.
To be fair, that is somewhat partially true. I guess my thing too is with this whole 9-game schedule. What is it going to look like when you compare this conference slate potentially with the other conferences, though? Is it fair, do you think, for Georgia to play a 9-game? Because, like all the other conferences are like, oh, why don't y'all play 9 games? So we've always been like, you come play 8 in our conference.
I don't think it's going to be fair, but I mean, the ones that do cross over and get into that playoffs going to be more ready than anybody from
shit. You got to do. The problem is with 9 games, dude. 8-game grind is hard. Look how many injuries. Look how many injuries you got to overcome every year. Now you doing 9 and more marquee matchups in the non-conference slate. I'm okay with it.
I am too.
Well, you better be playing some big time fucking football all year. All year. I will say this: one team that's one person that's going to benefit this is Greg Sankey, because if he gets that 9 slate done, I guarantee you he's going to strong arm the SEC. The SEC is going to strong arm ESPN into giving us more money as a conference. I mean, if you look at 2024, Caleb, every week there's at least one big game in the conference. There's at least one. So if you do 9 conference games, there's no and this is with 2 bye weeks.
Yeah.
When you do 1 bye week in a normal year, you're going to have some weeks you're going to be at 2 or 3 marquee matchups every week, like at least 1, maybe 2 a week in a 9-game schedule. If done properly, which is going to be absolutely fucking bonkers. But I'm here for it though, because I think myself, I can speak on myself here. I have longed the day where Cupcake Saturday, right before rivalry week, goes away. Because think about it, Georgia this past season during Cupcake Week. We went and played Tennessee.
Yep.
And if you look at it now, dude, Bama goes to Oklahoma the week before the Iron Bowl. Like, again, Cupcake Week even got a big game. Okay? I'm here for this. And this is in an 8 game right now.
Yeah.
Give me a 9 game? Come on. Because when that starts piecing together, too, you're going to look at Georgia playing home and homes with Clemson, and you've got matchups with Ohio State and UCLA and all these other schools. Dude, sign us the fuck up as a fans and content creators. Sign me up.
100%. I hope it don't get canceled. In 3 years, we got my least favorite non-conference team, Florida State. I hate Florida State. What we did to them made me bark. I'm all day long. So, like, I mean, you're going to look at, if they go to a 9-game schedule, Georgia's automatically playing 10 Power 5 schools because you're not going to lose Georgia Tech.
No.
So I don't want to play. I don't want to play Jacksonville State anymore or freaking Samford. Give me the big boys. Let's make our money's worth. Let's get our popcorn and our beer ready, and let's have a good time.
Well, another thing too, man. Like, you look at the 9-game schedule, and you get this feeling that there could be a deep down conflict of interest from certain schools, that they look at the schedule and then they, like Florida this year is a perfect example. You've got 8 SEC games, and then you're playing UCF and Miami and Florida State. You're playing Big 3, the remaining 3 for what it's worth in Florida, on top of 8 games. And then you got Samford as your cupcake technically. And Samford, the last time they played, went into the swamp and dropped 50 on Dan Mullen's ass, and they had to score 70 to win and felt like it was a more victory.
Yeah, I remember that.
I do too, because we shit on them and we're like, you really think this is a flex, but it's not the flex you think it is. And Dan Mullen's ass was gone later.
Yep.
Digress on that though. But no, I mean, I think Georgia fans need to understand this. What we're looking at with an 8-game schedule is one thing, but if everything goes like we think it could and the 2026 thing does work out, listen, you need to expect to at least lose a game. Obviously, you don't want to lose a game. I'm not advocating to lose a game, so don't get that twisted. I'm just saying you're going to see so many difficult games that you can't keep the real. It's unrealistic to expect a perfect season in that slate. If it happens, fucking right. But the expectation should be 1 loss, maybe 2. Again, with the expectation that the potential could happen. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So we have to start preparing ourselves. Listen, we're not letting our standard go away.
No.
Our standards, national titles are bust. But
100%.
you do understand that the threshold, the margin of error opens up a little bit, especially if you play marquee non-conference matchups too. Opens it up a little bit. But you know one thing though, and if you feel like I'm trying to advocate for Georgia to lose, your head coach is Kirby Paul Smart. Do you really think we're going to push to lose a game? Fuck no. No. And I'm with that. Like I said, if we can go 12-0 every year, sign me up. But if you got 9 games and then you got 3 marquee non-conference games, your odds and probabilities of losing one of those kind of goes up.
Yeah.
And that's just that's just the law of averages when you add in better competition. But just Georgia, where they are right now, is just a step over basically everybody.
Yeah.
So you have that going for you. Keep in mind. So don't get it twisted. I'm not on this. Oh, we can afford to lose this. I don't want to lose a game. Shit sucks. You know how many people come here to watch us lose a fucking game and have to talk about it?
They love it.
It's not even Georgia fans. If we lose, we don't even get Georgia fans in this bitch. You'll get everybody else.
That's true.
Want to come in here and hear us complain or whatever, but I mean, here we just drop it how it is.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But winning cures everything. So trust me, believe that. But let's do this. Let's do this. We broke this schedule down, right? Do you prefer the 9, right?
Yeah. If the scenario is we get to keep Georgia and Auburn and not keep it in 8, I really don't care, to be real. But yeah, I prefer the 9.
I heard they were doing a 1 and 8, which would be stupid.
Yeah, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, that made no sense.
No.
Because most of the schools in this conference have more than one permanent rival, should have one more than permanent.
And the thing is, that pisses me off about having one protected rivalry anyways, we're going to get Florida. But our longest and the longest rivalry in the South is Georgia-Auburn.
Yeah.
It's been played the second most, period.
Mm-hmm. If you're telling me we're having to sacrifice the Deep South Southern rivalry every other year, no, fuck that. Sorry.
I'm with that. That's my main. That's what makes me the most nervous of all this. We're going to lose Auburn.
Like somebody's going to get. The problem to me is this. Like if you look at a team like Tennessee, I'm not cracking on Tennessee on this one for this one instance. I'm not doing this. Think about this. It would benefit them if they had one game, right? Because, or no, Auburn. Auburn's perfect. Fuck it. Auburn.
Yeah.
Auburn would play the Iron Bowl, right? So they wouldn't have to worry about Georgia, but every other year.
Yeah.
But then you look at a team like, the team that might not have these traditional rivalries, like a Vanderbilt maybe. Vanderbilt probably plays Tennessee because of the in-state thing, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But they're going to get generated rivalries, right? They're going to get permanent rivalries in quotes. And someone's going to be fucked by default. It's because your team is trash and you got to deal with that. But things can change. We've seen this. How many times have we seen the power pendulum swing in the SEC?
Yeah,
dude,
100%.
When Saban and Les Miles were at Georgia, you know what I mean? Or were Alabama, excuse me, and LSU. Mm-hmm. Dude, the West reigned supreme. But in the 90s, guess who reigned supreme?
Mm-hmm.
There is a pendulum in the SEC, and it swings back and forth. Now, with this divisionless situation, I think the pendulum is just kind of just free falling at this point, free flowing. There's, I kind of love that divisionless thing. I mean, I have a feeling you probably do too, because like if you don't play, like say for instance, if Georgia, Bama don't play in the regular season and y'all do the best, there you go. But at the same time, think about what Tennessee was looking at last year.
That was about what I was about to say.
You look at Tennessee would have been, I think Tennessee would have played us as a rematch.
Yep.
Based off of that situation there. I mean, they act like it would have mattered, but whatever.
Yeah. Don't get me started on that.
Yeah. But no, I think you got to get it right. I think you got to keep the traditions. I mean, you have the opportunity for Georgia to keep their rivals, Bama to keep theirs. Nick Saban's not there to complain about the fucking rivalries. And then when you look at Texas and Oklahoma, the reincarnation of Texas and Texas A&M, like this year, that is must-watch football. That is a must-watch football game. Listen, third party, it does not matter. That right, like it may not be like as like rich in history as ours, but I'm telling you, they fucking hate each other.
Yeah.
They hate each other.
Yep.
Like, I mean, and you could even say the same with A&M and Oklahoma or Missouri and Oklahoma. Like all these old rivalries coming back, man. It's a good fucking feeling to know that like you get to see some things get rekindled that we weren't maybe necessarily a part of, but now it's under the SEC title.
Yeah.
So it always brings it to a point, like an inflection point where it just means more. Like it sounds so cliche, but it's just a fact, folks. It really is. When it comes to SEC, it means more than just a fucking ACC game. Watch. I mean, you go watch. Hold on. Do me a favor. Go watch Clemson and Pitt on the CW for me. Thank you. Thank you. I'll wait. As I sip.
Hell, even Clemson and Florida State's not talked about as much as some of these, like a A&M in Texas is going to be talked about next year.
Just wait, dude. Just wait, because it's coming. And when it does, people won't be able to stop talking about Georgia finally playing 9-game conference. People going to be wanting to watch our downfall because they think, oh, now you got an extra conference game. Oh, it certainly means this and this and this. And you know what? To be fair, it may. But you still going to see, whether it's 8 or 9 games, SEC still going to fucking dominate.
100%.
It's still going to dominate. Like, if Georgia's in the playoffs, things will look a whole lot different. To be fair, congratulate Michigan on a national championship. But you played Washington. That's a Big Ten school. That's a Big Ten championship preview. Holy. Like, come on. Like, people were arguing that the Bama Georgia game, right, in Atlanta was the de facto national championship. After the fact.
Yeah, they were.
But I mean, it's the same thing with us in Ohio State last year.
Well, heck yeah.
No, seriously, that shit was because.
Yeah.
Well, 100%. TCU didn't deserve to be on that field at something like, but they did beat Michigan.
So Michigan would have got the same treatment.
Yeah.
If they'd have beat TCU, they'd have got the same treatment. I'm gonna be honest with you. If we'd have played Ohio State that day, they might have got blown out. I mean, Georgia was just on another.
Georgia was just pissed. Like,
yeah.
Like we'll save this for the next piece, but
yeah,
culture's changed there, man. I think after the Sugar Bowl, or was it the Cotton Bowl or the Sugar Bowl when we lost to Texas? I think it was the Cotton Bowl.
Sugar Bowl.
Sugar Bowl. Okay, that's right. We went to Louisiana for that. After that, Kirby has not taken kids that didn't practice. Like you're not gonna just. And we're going to end on this, but Kirby, now, if you don't practice, you're not going the fuck to the bowl game. Like, I think the only exception was Brock because I think he wanted to actually try and he wanted to suit up.
Yeah. Well, you let Brock do what Brock wants to do. It don't matter.
Yeah, no doubt. With that being said, we're going to wrap this piece up and we're going to talk about this receivers coaching search here. But before we do, Alumni Hall, baby. Listen, do yourself a favor. You need to do this because on behalf of the DGD podcast, we are going to start sending our commissions that we get when you place an order with Alumni Hall using our link. Go to dgdpodcast.com. The link is in the description below. Use that specific link and shop Alumni Hall. And when you do, our commissions that come from that, we're going to send it straight to the Classic City Collective on behalf of you for shopping Alumni Hall and for supporting us. So we're going to support the dogs by y'all supporting us and our friends at Alumni Hall. But if you're not familiar with their tactics and their game, do me a favor. Go to Athens GA or go to dgdpodcast.com, right? Use our link and just look at some stuff. Like, you see this right here? Talk to me. Licensed Nike, Cutter and Buck, 47, Yeti, all of it, man. Everything you need. It's all licensed Georgia apparel, merchandise, gear, stuff. Just shop there. Just go. They got the baseball jerseys, them Diamond Dogs, by the way. Opening weekend sweep of UNC Asheville. It wasn't even close. Was not even fucking close. Charlie Condon better be a top 10 play.
I was about to say Charlie Condon is the best player in the league in the nation. I don't give a damn.
Slate looking good though. He looked good this weekend.
But Charlie Condon's been there, done that.
Well, it's nice to bring in a new era now that for what it's worth, Coach Strickland's gone. So it's interesting to see something different. But bats were not an issue at all. But it wasn't an issue last year. Our pitching was kind of the one in question for what it's worth.
We were beat up.
Yeah, we were. I just think that's something too that we got to keep in mind. Like, you know what I mean? But it's definitely, listen, Go get you the gray Georgia baseball jersey. Get you a black hat. I guarantee you probably got enough Georgia hats there, man, to supply the Army.
I got the whole baseball collection back there, dead serious.
Yeah,
and guess where I got it?
Well, they also just re-upped their restock, man.
Well, I'm gonna have to hit it up.
Yeah, definitely. They got all the good ones. But no, just go get your stuff from Alumni Hall. Like I said, use our link. Go to our website. It's literally right there. It slaps you right in the face. You can't miss it. Shop Alumni Hall. Commissions will go to the Classic City Collective. You're supporting the dogs, and you're also gearing up for game day, G day, field day at Foley, whatever. Don't matter. They got you covered. Thanks, Alumni Hall. Now, receiving coach BMac takes a lateral move to the NFL. This is where we are as a program, Caleb. Position coaches do not take lateral moves. They will go to a better position, like a coordinator, or or they take a demotion up to the NFL potentially. Not the case with Georgia. Fran Brown goes from corner coach straight to Syracuse head coach. Now you see Bryan McClendon take the same position just at the NFL level. It's different here, man. It's different here. But Georgia's got to sit here and they've got to find that replacement. Now, with that being said, I want to ask you this. Who are you calling if you're Kirby Smart? Who are you calling to bring in?
I mean, everybody said it, and I don't know how possible it is, but you got to call Hines. Or even number 8,
Terrence Edwards.
Terrence Edwards, yeah, because he coaches. He has his own little academy.
He just took keep in mind he just took the head coaching spot at Mount Vernon down there in Georgia too.
Yeah, I know.
So, but I mean, if Georgia called, I guarantee he takes it.
100%. Mount Vernon's my brother played college baseball in Mount Vernon. That place is a dump. I ain't saying the football program's a dump. The city, dump.
See, I'm gonna give you a couple names that I think that are probably more realistic.
Yeah.
And the reason, listen. If Hines Ward or if Terrence Edwards were to become the next receivers coach, I'm all for that.
Of course.
But what I will say, I think a couple of names we probably need to pay attention to more. Jimmy Smith, right? Keep in mind, nasty recruiter at Arkansas right now, but he was former head coach at Cedar Grove, so he's got the Georgia ties. Excellent recruiter, folks. Excellent, right? This is nasty work. Just nasty work. That's one, right? And then 2, Josh Crawford. Keep in mind, he is at Georgia Tech, but that boy a dog. He is an alumni of the university. And I think that's 2 names right there that I think you need to be keeping in mind for. And I think there's a lot of continuity there too, right? Like I think you're going to need, because think about it. He's under Buster right now.
Yeah.
So he's also having some success in recruiting. So I think those 2 names for me are someone, and I just don't necessarily know if you worry that because Kirby Smart's going to need experience. And listen, development is one thing, but college experience is going to matter the most, in my opinion. So for what it's worth, like Terrence Edwards, he'll develop the fuck out of it. But the college coaching experience might sting right there. You see what I mean? And the same could be said with Hines. I think Hines just doesn't have enough college experience yet. Do I think they go and progress? Yeah. I mean, TE just literally, like I said, got the Mount Vernon head coaching job. All right, now we're going to see him get that opportunity to head coach football in high school in Georgia, right? Like, there you go. Right, Hines, I think he did FAU receivers coach for a year. So we'll see how that plays. And now he's what is it the USFL or whatever head coach? Or XFL or whichever one?
The UFL, they're combined now.
Oh, that's it. Oh, okay. So they combined. But I knew he was a head coach for one of those as well. But I mean, what are you looking for? We threw the names out, but what are you looking for the receivers coach? Like, what are you basing your hire off of? If you're Kirby Smart, what are you basing your hire off of?
Like you said, the main thing's recruit. That's the main thing. I want an elite recruiter at the position. I want one that connects with these kids well, that knows the deal. It's like we said, and I've learned this. Coaches are there for more than winning football games. I want, like Dale McGee. Dale McGee is a perfect example of what I want from a receivers coach. Dale McGee connects with his running backs. He loves his running backs, and he knows them on a personal level and connects with them well. And he is a very good recruiter. So give me a mirror image of Dale McGee, honestly. I just like Dale McGee. He's my favorite coach that's not main coach on the staff.
Yeah, no, see, I think with I'm trying to think. So BMac actually was looking at the Georgia State head coaching spot, but then took the NFL. I think just NFL is NFL comes calling, like that's going to be like that's hard to turn down, especially keeping the same position. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for what it's worth, though, I think the way Georgia operates is going to push some elite receivers out. I like the development aspect of it. I want somebody that's going to develop, but at the same time, you do need the recruiting. You need the recruiting, and that's where it starts.
Yeah, 100%.
So I think what's going to happen, it depending on who it is, right? First off, they better be an ace recruiter, because that means just bring the dudes in, and you'll get them in and play them. Plug and play. And I'm okay with that.
Me too.
I'm okay with that. I'm trying to think. Do you think there's any other coaches that it could be in danger of leaving the Georgia staff?
I would say no, but you can't ever tell in this day and time. There's so many good coaches on our staff. You just never know.
Yeah. Keep in mind, I do think you have to be careful. The way I look at it is I think you have to worry about Schumann at all times. But Trey Scott, I think Trey Scott's a name that you got to be careful with. I mean, it's just my thoughts on that. But, I mean, Dale McGee might be another one too.
Yeah, I thought you meant for the rest of this all season.
No, that's what I meant.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, keep in mind that Georgia State, I don't think got hired yet. So.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Schumann's a hot name everywhere. So.
Well, Schumann ain't going to be like, we can sit here and talk about the Bama job and him, what we thought could have went, but everything. But I don't think a lot of that was nobody really wanted to follow up on Saban. But that's just my thoughts. I do. But I mean, for me though, I'm looking at it like, like he got contacted by an NFL team last year, if I'm not mistaken. He turned it down.
Yeah.
So maybe he likes where he's at. I'm okay with that.
I think he's going to hold out. I think Schumann's going to be a Power 5 coach. I think
he's going to be. He's going to be.
I'm saying straight into it.
Yeah. I mean, fuck, Fran Brown. Dude, Fran Brown went to Power 5 head coach.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like a Bama or anything, but damn, it's still a Power 5 program.
I mean, you can win the ACC any year. You know how that goes.
I mean, hell, you already saw what he did. He put together a quick staff and started popping kids up. And, I mean, Jackson Meeks and, all these other guys, man, like, it's not a coincidence. Not a fucking coincidence at all.
Nope.
I mean, flipping kids, getting kids through the portal, like, for what it's worth, doing a good job to start. But I love how honest he was, too. He's like, man, they paid me the money.
Yeah.
He's like, man, they paid me a lot of money.
They dang sure did.
But anyways, I think it's a lot to talk about. But for what it's worth, there's really not much right now. I do know that I think you need to make a hire soon. At least you can't let this linger.
No. No.
Because with next month being a big recruiting month and June, right, like spring ball.
You better wake up over there.
Oh man, spring ball starting at right a few weeks,
Yeah.
right? Like it's gonna matter.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have to put something together real quick. So,
which one you necessarily want? I'm like you. If I had to choose of the two you just said, I like the kid from Tech.
Oh, you talk about Crawford.
Yeah, Crawford.
Yeah, Crawford. I think Crawford would be good. He's a good blend. But my question is, with what we got, I mean, dude, you give me Jimmy Smith. He's first off, he's got ties in Georgia, right? But dude can recruit his ass off. Yeah. Recruit his ass off. So it's not an issue to me either way.
No, it's not.
Look, when this job opened up, like when this position opened up, it's not going to be hard to fill, dude. People come calling you. Yeah. People came calling Georgia, wanting this job. So you've got a bunch of suitors if you choose to. Now you just figure out which one you want. So now we wait. I think this shit's done by the end of the week, though.
I do too.
Just makes too much sense. Kirby knows the importance of the recruiting. This shit's going to happen quick.
For sure.
So we've talked a lot about, I mean, we've been going for a minute now, but we talked about the receiving coach, right? We just did that. Earlier, we talked about, sorry about that, Mr. Mike. We talked about the 9-game schedule. We talked about the college football game. Speaking of the college football game, I want to tie this back to you. Where can people find your content? And where can they find you if they want to watch your content or want to keep up with you, man? Where can they find you?
So, first off, my main channel is KTG13 TV over on Twitch. We've made the move from Facebook to Twitch. Y'all come check me out. We're going to be getting into baseball. The baseball game drops in less than a month. So I'll be playing MLB until, obviously, the new college football game comes out. Right now I'm playing a little Madden, a little Ultimate Team. So, and then on Wednesdays, not at 10 though, not at 10, before the DGD podcast, and y'all welcome to leave because ours goes from 9 to 10. We're off, and I'm watching DGD. But me and my buddy TT, who played at Middle Tennessee State, alongside people like Kevin Byard and all them boys, we do a podcast over on Facebook called Tofi. So y'all come check that out. We kind of do what you do, except for it's not Georgia based. We just talk about everything, all college football. So come check us out and don't overlap DGD podcast. Now this is first, but if y'all want some extra content, even go look at it after the fact. Go look at it on Thursday. It's up the next day.
It's fun, man. It's fun content. That's the fun part of it, right?
Oh, exactly. So yeah, and I think y'all like TT. I'd like to get you and TT in touch, because like I said, he played it, he coaches it. So I'd like to get y'all in touch and see him over here too, because I think you'd like him. But yeah, so y'all can check us out. Tofi over on Facebook on Wednesday nights, 9:00 Eastern, and then every day on Twitch, Monday, Friday.
There you go. You heard the man. Now do me a favor. If you like our content, make sure you go like and follow and subscribe over there on Twitch. If you're not familiar with Twitch, all right, it's free. If I'm not mistaken, it's free. Is. Just create your account, go in there and tell them how about them fucking dogs, and just laugh at Florida State fans that come in there and laugh at all these other fan bases that come in there and want to shit talk.
Y'all let me know Rob sent you too. Now I like to talk about old Rob, and shout out to my man Pat too. I miss you.
Oh, you know what though? They call me Pokey.
Big Pokey Bear.
See, that's the OG right there. Yeah. That's the OG. You don't understand what we're talking about. You just got to pay attention to. Go to watch your stream. You'll understand.
Yep.
You got to understand. Man, listen, it was a pleasure having you back on, man. It's been too long, it feels like, man.
It has, man. I've missed being online and talking to communities and y'all, man. Thank you for having me. Thank you for knocking the rust off, man. It's the first time I've been live in over a month, so.
There wasn't much rust, but at the same time, you know, I want to ask this last question for you. 60-33. Are you familiar with the Pat Special? Can you believe that Florida State of all people got the Pat Special?
I know. He texted me right when it happened. He said, "Can you believe this?" I was like, "You were the first person I talked about." And I'm glad that's who got it. I'm glad they're the ones who received it. I don't like them.
You've been down in South, like I know you being down in South Georgia, man. Everybody's like a lot of Florida State fans actually watch your content too.
Yeah. Fun fact: I was in Tallahassee when it happened.
Oh,
I was in Tallahassee when it happened.
I was sitting my big fat ass on the couch. I was just watching and enjoying every bit of it. And so like, are you seriously watching the rest of this game? And I'm like, absolutely. Like, is this a question? It's the last game of the year. We're up 60 fucking points. Absolutely watching this game. I'm sitting here looking at it like big jaw. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, got to see the Young Bucks.
Absolutely. Man, listen, it was a pleasure having you on, man. And with that being said, have a great night, everybody. We'll catch y'all next time. And go Dogs.
Go Dogs.